Next up is step 3. In step 3, we actually take the HTML that got copied over into that temporary scratch field and save it to the notes document as MIME. So the first thing I want to do at this point is do a big shout out to Per Louston, who, oh gosh, back when I was doing this, September, October, I just put it out there and I said, hey, does anybody have a piece of code that will convert content into MIME? And he said, yeah, try this, and it works perfectly, and it's a very simple solution. And so I actually, that probably saved me hours of time trying to figure out or find this particular piece of code to do this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's how this works. We converted, well, first of all, I added a data source to this page. And so I just added, I called it your data doc. It's using this test form. So now we've got a data source. I changed our little multi-line edit box control to now actually be mapped to that data source. So in this case, I've got your data doc. It's assigned to a field called Scratch. And I'll talk about our application a little later, but we do this a little differently. But basically, this is now mapped to a field. So keep in mind what we're doing when we now have the ability to copy the content, the HTML content, from the CKEditor into this multi-line text field. This multi-line text field will actually get stored to the document itself. In order to make the magic happen when it comes to saving, what I did was I added this other button. This button does what our first button did already. So the first thing it does is transfer whatever content we've got in the CKEditor into this field. Then we actually do a save data sources. Nothing magic, just regular old save the data sources. Well, over here in the events, in the your data doc for the data source, in the query save document event, we've added that code I was talking about that Per gave me. Basically, I'm setting the value of a field on the document by converting its content into MIME. And that's exactly what that's doing. It's just saying, hey, get the HTML, put that in there, and once it saves it, then it'll actually get saved as MIME content. So if I look at this, and I go back over here to step 3. So we've got our standard stuff. We'll say, oh yeah, you're bolded now, and you're like heading 1, and this is some new information right here. Life's good. I clicked the magic button, and I didn't really take it anywhere. It just did a save. If I look over here in ye old notes client and look at the latest document, which I think is this one, and look at the properties of this document, what I will see is there's the scratch field, which is just text. And then in addition to that, you've got the field name, which is the actual MIME field. And now it's actually been converted to MIME. Well, Russ, how do you know it's been converted to MIME? Because it says right here, MIME. Okay, and the header, the preamble is all set to MIME. Life's good. Okay. Now, one other thing that I should mention here, you don't actually see the hidden field. So in step 3, I actually re-enabled a little bit of a style piece right down here. So we're actually doing a display none, and that's what hides that. So you don't want users to be able to kind of see that field there. So that's step 3. Step 2 was copying the content from CKEditor into the field. Step 3 is saving it into the notes document and actually converting it to MIME. There you go. Now you've got a MIME object. Up next, step 4.